What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new episode for everybody. We're at what 153 now, working our way up. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just looking at these mock drafts for next year, because our team sucks, but how's everything again?
Already, you're on to the 2024 draft.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 24-25, man.
What's good out there for the Giants? What are you looking at?
I mean, obviously looking at quarterbacks, but depending on how these NIL shape up, some of these quarterbacks might stay. Outside of that, I mean, offensive line help, but ultimately, I would like to see us get a top pick and trade back because we need a lot of help in the offensive line, and especially on defense.
Yeah, but if you're high enough to get one of those top two quarterbacks, I think you got to take them.
Oh yeah,
Drake May or Caleb Williams.
Yeah, just our luck. I don't think it's gonna fall to us. I think the Giants I don't think the Giants won the tank, so ultimately they're still gonna play to win. Thinking they can try to make the playoffs or prove something, but you might as well just start tanking now.
The defense looked good Monday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The defense is not bad when Daniel Jones is not turning over the ball so much and keeping them on the field. So
right.
That's why I said they play like a different team when he's out there and not turning over the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they locked in with too much money with him, so they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they're locked into him through the end of next year. But after that, they can move on.
Yeah. It just hampers the opportunity to get free agents like offensive linemen or weapons, receivers, while you have that quarterback that's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, I think we both thought they overpaid for him. In the when they signed him over the spring summertime, but kind of rearing its ugly head right now.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna be out the next game too. So that's what I said. You might as well keep the thing going.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't think Dable has it in him to tank game. He's kind of I put him on the same line with like Belichick. Belichick's never going to tank.
Yeah,
I don't think it has it in him. So you're going to be probably in that fifth pick range ish.
Yep. So as I said, I'm probably looking at an offensive lineman or a top weapon if that happens. But we just need so many position players now that it's gonna hurt us.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's get right into it, man. We got week 6 of the NFL wrap up. We got the Broncos versus the Chiefs. Chiefs went out there, they took care of business. Broncos looked doo-doo again. It wasn't too much that we didn't expect with this game.
Yeah, I think in this game the Chiefs got a little. They could have. I mean, they should have blown out Denver by about 50 points. They got a little too cute in the end zone or in the red zone. Mahomes threw a couple bad picks. That shouldn't even. It never felt like a close game, and I don't think it really was. But yeah, Denver scores towards the end there to make it a one-score game, and it was like, wait, how did we get here? But yeah, Kansas City closed them out, got the field goal, game over.
Yeah, they need to do a lot of different stuff over there in Bronco land, whether it be running the ball more, kind of getting out of Russell's hands. I didn't realize their offensive line was that bad though.
Yeah, the line isn't good. I think they tried to get the running game going. They couldn't. They I felt like, and I don't know if that's the Chris Jones factor or what, but they couldn't get anything going on the ground. Russell, I don't think he had a lot of time back there, so he was getting out of the pocket quickly. Basically had one look, maybe two, and then he was running for his life. So they need some help over there in Denver. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if as I said, I don't know if they start trading away pieces to get more pieces, or they just chalk it up as people are playing bad. But either way it's looking.
I think you've already started to see it, right? They traded Randy Gregory, who they signed not this past offseason, but the one before. To let a new guy get in there and play. And then who else? I think they just released someone else. They traded someone else. They're trying to clear house and just stock up on draft picks and young players.
Yeah, I mean, I like Patrick Surtain on that team. He's a
for sure.
Nice corner over there, nice young corner. But I don't know if they're willing to part ways with him.
He's probably one of their build around corner pieces.
Corners, yeah. But I mean, a team like the Giants, we need cornerbacks. So I mean,
everyone needs cornerbacks.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna end up, if you're gonna say, hey, we're gonna play the season out, why don't you go trade that first round pick for him, or somebody that's gonna make an impact, especially in the defensive end. And then we had the Seahawks versus the Bengals. This game was a little tighter than normal. Seahawks defense played great. Bengals couldn't really get too much going, but they end up getting that final score to put them over the top.
Yeah, there was this was definitely one of those hard fought games. It didn't seem like either offense could really get too much going. A lot of defense going on there. So, but yeah, the Bengals kind of sneaked this one out. It was a couple late interception from Geno, and then I think the turnover on downs there late in the game. But yeah, Bengals defense played good. Seattle defense played good. So low scoring game. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was hoping some more from Chase and Burrow. Needed those points in fantasy, man, but didn't help me.
Yeah.
And then we had the Colts versus the Jaguars division game. The winner of this game took over the division for the lead in the division. I mean, Jaguars came out, they did what they needed to do. Unfortunately for the Colts, your boy Richardson is out for the season. There was rumors about them trying to get Jared Judy. We were kind of unsure about that because the quarterback's out, but I ain't gonna lie, your boy Minshew, he been slinging that thing.
Yeah. He turned it over a few times. He seems like he's almost a better relief guy than a starter. But yeah, Richardson going down really kind of puts a damper on the season. I think they got up to a nice start and they had a lot of juice behind them. But I just and there's a reason backups are backups, right? Like they're good in short doses and when you absolutely need someone. But in that longer, I think people can kind of figure them out. I think that's what we saw with Minshew.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to wait and see what they decide to do. I mean, they're still in the mix as far as trying to get in the playoffs and win their division, but they're just a few pieces away. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the team builds out.
Yeah, and then on the other end, Trevor Lawrence went out early, banged his knee up a little bit. He said he'll be ready to go tomorrow night, but has to test it out pregame. So. After that, I think they get a little bit of a short, the mini bye. So time for him to heal up. But him and Ridley kind of are hot and cold, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like certain games they don't really go to him, and then they end up going to Kirk more. And then certain other games like they end up like kind of I won't say force feeding him, and then he'll get the yards. But the first year together, so they haven't really I want to say gelled together.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's used to Ridley and Kirk and Zay Jones. If Zay Jones stays healthy, so I think with more time he'll get used to where Ridley likes the ball. But those games they have been getting him the ball. They've been good games.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Vikings versus the Bears. This game was pretty much looking like seeing who's gonna get the first pick. I mean, Vikings showed up. Your boy Fields is still out. He'll probably be out for another few games. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out, especially for the Vikings with Jefferson being out and seeing what they decide to do.
Yeah, I think this kind of I think Minnesota is limited in what they can do, but this definitely keeps their season alive, right? I think they got I forget. I feel like I read that they got a bit of an easier schedule coming up here. I think they got to play the 49ers, but outside of that, it gets a little easier for them. So could definitely see them going 3-1 or something and popping back into the wild card conversation. And then, you get Jefferson back and who knows, right? So, but yeah, on the other side, I think, with Chicago, Fields dislocating his thumb on his throwing hand. It sounds like he'll be out indefinitely. It doesn't, I think they're trying to figure out what it'll look like after swelling. Maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll have to wait and see. But Chicago's really beat up. I mean, both the running backs are out. They're struggling. They're kind of, I think, looking for that top 2, top 3 pick, and they could potentially have 2 of those in there.
Well, that's another situation to pay attention to, being that they have Fields a quarterback, and there's going to be some other quarterbacks coming out in this draft. see if they move off field to get more pieces, and then maybe they end up with 3 or 4 first-round picks. So it'll be fun to watch. Chicago's never been a place with great offensive players. Maybe it looks like I think they need a new coach as well. Just to see like an offensive coach bring an offense to Chicago.
Right.
Chicago's been mostly defense, from the ever since we known them.
Yep.
And then we had the Lions versus the Buccaneers. This was started off good, but then Lions took over. Your boy Baker got hurt, and that was pretty much downhill for the Buccaneers after that.
Yeah, the Lions team looks really good. Offensively, defensively, they took a pretty good, I would say not great, but the Buccaneers are off to a pretty good start, and really took it to them. So yeah, I think this Lions team is legit, and they have potential here to run away with the NFC North, and and get in the playoffs, and you never know with a team like that. They're well coached. They got a solid quarterback. They got good weapons. They have a defense that's playing well. So
yeah,
it's got all the makings of a nice postseason run for the Tigers, the Lions.
Yeah, their defense is playing a lot better than I thought it would. So
yeah, me too.
Had your Eagles versus the Jets, man. Nobody's giving you guys a chance. Boy Wilson came through, man. He's keeping you guys alive for when Aaron Rodgers comes back.
Yeah, I think the defense kept them alive in this one. And Wilson did what he needed to do. Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't think that they'd get blown out of the water, but I also didn't think that they'd win the game. But they slowed Hurts down. They kind of let AJ Brown do his thing and shut everyone else off. And like you said, the offense did what they needed to do. You got some nice Garrett Wilson to Wilson, and then Breece Hall scoring the late touchdown, even though he probably should have kneeled down and just taken the field goal. But it is what it is. Defense comes out and makes a couple plays. The big play was the Hurts interception there after the 2-minute warning. Not sure, they showed the behind view. I'm not sure what he was looking at, but obviously it benefited the Jets, so I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I know you guys are happy after that win.
Yeah, and I think Rodgers being there helps that locker room. He was out before the game tossing the ball around, and obviously it's ahead of schedule, but we're not not getting crazy yet.
Yeah, can't get too excited.
No, but no, I think the defense played well without the top 2 cornerbacks, DJ Reed and Sauce, were both out for concussions. The D line got after it. They stopped the Hurts running machine, and they've gone through a pretty tough early season schedule, and I think it should let up a little bit here. I mean, splitting. I think they had the Bills, Eagles, AC, and the Cowboys, and they went 2-2. Through those games, so well, I'll take that. Obviously, the loss of the Patriots hurts, considering they look like hot garbage. But yeah, they've been competitive pretty much all the other times. So I like what I see out of them. Wilson obviously is gaining more confidence, so I'm not overly crazy about him, but as long as he gets the job done.
Yeah, I mean, keeping you guys afloat, which is the goal. So.
Yep, exactly.
And then on the other New York teams, I mean, we had the Giants versus the Bills. Giants played the Bills great. Came down kind of to the last play. There's a no offensive or defensive pass interference call on Waller, but they didn't call it, so Bills ended up taking down the game. Like I said before, man, just it doesn't make sense to kind of be in games anymore, being that we're already 1-5. It's gonna be a struggle for us to come back to try to get into the playoffs. You might as well just tank at this point because we need a lot of help. We can use draft picks.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I don't think that's a bad plan. Like you said, they did play well. Offense really couldn't get anything going. End of the game is the end of the game, right? I mean, those are tough. Rarely will you get 2 back-to-back pass interference calls, especially with no time left on the clock. So I did think that I didn't love the second play call. Waller kind of fading out of the end zone there, but yeah, like I said, and you said that they played well enough to win, but now it's maybe time to look at future. But again, with a guy like Dayball, it's like he's not, and I don't think it's really in any of these pros to want to lose games. They're all super competitive. They're all for the most part playing for contracts. Thing with the non-guaranteed contracts, you don't want to let up because you don't want to get cut. Yeah, I think you probably win a couple of games here and there, if not more. Probably do what the Jets do every year and tank their draft pick from like a top 3 pick to like a 10, something like 10 or 8 to 10.
Yeah, but I think the way in order for you to do it in football, that's when you got to say, hey, have a meet with everybody. Hey, this is the game plan. This is the direction the franchise is going. For players that don't want to be a part of this, give them the option to seek out trades or potential teams they'll be interested in going to. And then, just start, wheeling and dealing, man. Second round pick here, third round pick here, seventh round pick here. You do what you can. And then it gives the younger players that really don't see too much playing time opportunity to play. So it gives you opportunity to see what you're working with as far as your bench. But like I said, like you mentioned before, I don't think the coaching staff and the franchise are willing to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Cowboys versus the Chargers, man. Cowboys almost blew it, but they came back and won the game. I feel bad for the Chargers, man. They just can't. They can't catch a break, man.
Yeah, yes, I was kind of like thinking that, after that game, they hold the Cowboys to a field goal there late and have every opportunity to come down and either tie it or win it. And yeah, I think Herbert missed some throws. He's taken a little bit of a beating this week. I think people expect a lot out of him. He came out of college hot, signed a big contract, and the fact that he's still missing.
It came out the year before, but that's another story.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they have a little bit of this cursed franchise thing going on, but they also they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yep. I mean, hopefully they figure it out, whether it be getting a new coach or I don't know, a new defensive coordinator. I feel like something over there is not clicking. So I'm not sure exactly what it is. There's too much talent on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, I mean, there was just a lot of injuries in week 6, man. Bunch of quarterbacks went down. My boy Williams is out now for a few weeks. It's gonna kill me in fantasy, man.
Yeah, it's been a tough fantasy year for you so far. They're Rich.
Yeah, started at 1-0 hockey, so let's see how that goes.
Hockey guy now.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I'm getting my wins now. So, and then we got week 7 coming up. Some of the notable games. We got the Thursday night game. We got the Jags versus the Saints. Like you said, Lawrence is questionable for this game, but ultimately it should be a good game between these two teams. The Saints play good on defense and offense, and then the Jags just got one of those young and upcoming offenses that can put up a lot of points, and then the defense is not bad either.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this game because like I felt like I watched a lot of that Saints game over the weekend and Derek Carr threw the ball a lot, but they didn't really score. Kamara would get some decent runs, but again they only scored I think 17 points, 14 points, something like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, Carr threw it like 50 times, had almost 400 yards passing, but they just didn't score. So the Jags defense has played well. Yeah, I would expect another lowish scoring game here on Thursday night, but I think that, like I said, the Saints, like you said, Saints defense is solid too. So yeah, I guess we'll see how it all plays out.
Oh yeah, and then we got the Sunday games. We're gonna have the Lions versus the Ravens. That should be a good one. Good test for the Lions to see how they fare up against a potential playoff team, as well for the Ravens, because it doesn't seem like their offense is where it needs to be at, based off of all the weapons they have, and how supposedly they're gonna let Lamar air it out more. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that plays out.
Yep.
Then we have the Falcons versus the Buccaneers. I think this is more of an interesting game just for league, in league play, as far as it gives the opportunity for the Falcons to kind of make an impact on the division, because it looks like the Bucs would be running away with it. But the Falcons have been playing good outside of the quarterback, but that's just something they need to fix.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we have the Commanders versus the Giants. Man, just need the Giants to just tank it up, man. Just tank it up. I don't think Danny Dimes is playing. The Commanders' offense hasn't been bad, man. They just couldn't string together some games as far as getting some stops on defense. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, that could be a fun game to watch. I don't know. This feels like one of those games where there might be a lot of points for some reason. I don't know why. I just have that feeling.
I would say that too, but I don't think. I think the Giants were supposed to do the same thing in the Seattle game, but didn't happen. And then I can't put any faith in the Giants right now.
Yeah, Yeah, I hear you, but I feel like this happens with these games sometimes where you're like, ah, they're two not so great teams. It'll be kind of a low scoring slugfest, and then all of a sudden, they're popping off for like a 21-20 halftime score, and you're like,
Yep.
how the hell did this happen?
Yeah, and they couldn't buy a bucket last week, so.
Right, exactly. You're like, I don't understand.
And then we got the Chargers versus the Chiefs. Little bro versus big bro situation again. I mean, it's gonna have to wait and see if the Chargers can put something together. They've been struggling against the Chiefs. The Chiefs went out there and traded for your boy Harmon. Got him back.
Mhm.
So let's see if that helps them out on offense. It seems like they got a bunch of guys outside of Kelsey, but no other kind of solid go-to options, which they've been struggling with. So maybe this makes a difference. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out as well.
Yeah, I could see the writing on the wall. Obviously, Hardman wasn't getting playing time with the Jets. Still don't really understand why, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, Casey needed some help in the pass catching area. Hardman knows the system with what's his face Watson going down there with a dislocated elbow. So yeah, I mean, I think this hurts Rishi Rice a little bit. I was kind of liking watching him kind of get going. But it certainly gives Mahomes a friendly face.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does, man. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this if they can figure some things out on offense. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make another big move. That's what I thought they would have did, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will.
Then probably the game of the week is gonna be the Dolphins versus the Eagles. I'm interested to seeing this Eagles defense get after this Dolphins offense to see if they can stop some of these offensive players. This could be a potential Super Bowl matchup as well.
I like this matchup. This could be a fun one. Obviously the Dolphins score a lot of points, but I think their defense is a little bit underrated. And obviously, I don't think Jalen Ramsey's going to be back this week, but it sounds like he's going to be back in the next couple weeks. Unfortunately for Miami, Devin Achane is out, and he's been fun to watch. But obviously Mostert has been incredible this year. Tyreek Hill. I'm interested to see how the Eagles front seven can handle that running game / Tua and Hill and that crew. So this should be a good matchup. I think Hurts has been a little struggle this year coming out of the gate. So looking for a big game from him as well.
Yeah, it seems like the Eagles haven't been the same since they lost their offensive coordinator. It's gonna be interesting to see if the Dolphins can get up early and if forces the Eagles to do some different things and air it out more, or if it's gonna be a slugfest where it's going back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is gonna be a lower scoring game than people think.
Yeah, maybe it comes down to that one big play. So
Right.
then we got the 49ers versus the Vikings. I ain't gonna lie, this might be a blowout. I might have to skip this game, man.
I love when you say you're skipping games, and then all of a sudden, I can just picture you switching over to it and watching it for a little while.
Yeah, I think I
Gotta
normally
check your fantasy implications.
yeah, I'll see if I have anybody on fantasy. We got the 49ers defense, so I might just check it out just to see the score. But
Yeah.
outside of the first half, like the first quarter, I'll probably only really be watching much. So
Yeah. No, I hear you. So you got to bet on these kind of games, Rich, so it keeps you entertained.
yeah, sometimes I do, man. But then I feel like sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna watch it because I'm a jinx it or something. So
Right.
I'll just check the scores half by half,
Yeah.
quarter by quarter to see how far along I am in the parlay. But we'll see what happens. And then on to the NBA. I mean, NBA is gearing up for the season. Still in preseason right now. Some of the favorites to win it all this year, probably the Bucks, Celtics, Suns, Nuggets, Heat, and Lakers. How you feeling about your team's chances, man, to win it all?
They're built to they've made the trades to build this team to win it all this year. They've gotten close. Obviously, a couple Eastern Conference Finals, one Finals appearance. You got some guys aging on the team, but they've changed up the team. To make that run, adding Porzingis, adding Drew Holiday, giving Peyton Pritchard a little bit of a bigger role. I do like what they've done. It's looked good so far in the preseason with KP, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford aging a little bit, but yeah, I mean this is as good of a team as they've put together in a while, and I think they kind of complement each other better. I think getting rid of Smart kind of was I think hurt a little bit, but bringing back a leader in Drew and then bringing kind of Porzingis in here. One of the things that they struggled like hell with last year was defending that pick and roll up top. So Jimmy Butler just ate him up in the Eastern Conference Finals with that, which they couldn't really do to the Nuggets because Jokic kind of protected that a little bit. So yeah, and KP is one of the best at guarding that pick and roll. So I like what I see early. Again, it comes down to staying healthy, right? Like it's 82 games. They're kind of trying to remove some of this load management stuff, but got to be healthy. You got to be ready to go when it comes to playoff time.
Definitely, you got to avoid the injuries, and then when it's time to play, you play. Like you said, you guys are kind of built to win this year. I'm interested to see if what additions you guys still try to make to your bench. That's one of the areas you guys are lacking. But ultimately, I think you'll be all right, man. You guys had a new up and coming head coach who's kind of making his way there. He knows what's going on. You guys got Van Gundy as a consultant, so he'll help out teaching some defense and stuff. And then it's just there's only maybe one team you got to worry about, which is probably the Buck. And I think you have enough firepower to trample over the Heat. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Lillard's an upgrade, but to what extent, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm excited. It's kind of getting to be that season, right? Getting basketball started, hockey starting, baseball's coming to a close, and football's in full swing. It's a good time for sports fans.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to watch at the same time. So you got stuff during the weekend, so never a dull moment.
Yep.
And then we got the WNBA finals going on right now. We got the Aces versus the Liberty. Liberty up 30-39. Series is 2-1 with Vegas. This is gonna be a great series as well. Just to see, I feel like there's two super teams going at it, kind of giving it's putting more eyes on the WNBA. I mean, if you kind of watch the games, especially for the on the Liberty side, everybody named Mama at the game now, coming out to support the Liberty, just like they would do for the Knicks as far as celebrities and stuff like that. So I think these next few years for WNBA is going to be very important.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously having the bigger markets involved help, like you said, and getting the stars there, just like so you'd have it at a Knicks game or out of a Raiders game now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely helps to drive some of that popularity.
Yeah, especially after this year's draft when the big hitters are coming out. So
yeah, and you had Iowa against DePaul in that exhibition game outside. It looked pretty cool. Caitlin Clark dropping a triple double at the football stadium, so that was pretty neat too.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, like I said, these next few years is gonna be they're gonna have opportunity to make a huge leap as far as fan bases, as far as more eyes on the WNBA between the what they have going on now and then the up and coming young talent that's getting ready to come out this year. So and then on to MLB. I mean, it's getting close to the World Series right now. Right now, we got the Rangers are up 2-0 on the Astros, and then we got Philly up 2-0 on the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Astros are up in the game tonight. But yeah, the offense has been hot to start, and their pitching's been good. The Phillies just are blowing doors right now. I'd imagine they are the odds-on favorite right now to win the World Series. They took down the Diamondbacks and Philly with ease, but obviously it has to go back to Arizona tomorrow night. But so far, yeah, I think the Phillies look good. I just it's hard to count out Houston, obviously, seventh ALCS in a row. So I wouldn't put anything past them. It's kind of what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, they're definitely a tough opponent. They're not an easy out, but I wouldn't mind seeing Philly winning, man. I think it's good to see some guys get the opportunity to win it all that haven't. As far as like Harper, most of these other teams if the Rangers went there or the Diamondbacks went there, it'd be kind of surprising. So I feel like the fan favorite is probably Philly right now.
Probably only in Philly. I think sometimes at the smaller markets you lose some of that juice, and not that they're I would say small markets, but Houston and Dallas aren't. I don't know. They're not classic baseball cities, although Houston is obviously making a push for that. In Arizona, obviously being a newer franchise, they do have the World Series win in 2001, but not really, what you think of when you think of baseball. So they're well coached and they have a good young team down there, which is nice. This is one thing that's nice about baseball is, lately they've seemed to have more parity than some of the other leagues.
Oh yeah.
Other than the Astros being here every year.
Yeah, the Astros are kind of like the Spurs of the old school Spurs, where they're always in the playoffs, in the mix. They won it a few times, but it's always good to see a new champion.
Yeah.
Here and there. So
yeah, for sure.
And then we got NHL. Not too much NHL. I mean, they're just getting started. It's still like week 2. So
yeah,
isn't really any big news to report, I think.
No, still early.
And then probably about halfway through college football. I mean, right now, they're gearing up for the college rankings as far as the playoffs. I mean, right now we're looking at Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Florida State as the top 4 teams. Looks like Georgia about to win it again. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Really, I'm the other way on Georgia. I don't know if they have enough offensive firepower against some of these good defensive teams. I like Michigan. Michigan looks good. Again, that all comes down to the Michigan-Ohio State game. But yeah, Georgia will be there, obviously. But it will be interesting to see how they play out this stretch.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as Alabama's been, they still have 1 loss. I mean, they could still get in there if they were to beat Georgia. But we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out, though. But I mean, I feel like Georgia's defense is just too ferocious. Not as it's been the past 2 years, but still pretty good, though.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Washington. They played a pretty good game against Oregon. Their quarterback, was it Panise?
Yeah, I heard he's pretty good.
He was awesome to watch. Yeah, the end of that game was so fun. That guy's tough as nails. He was taking shot after shot and just kept getting back up. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they can run the table to see them in that 2-hole or something like that. Obviously, with Michigan, Ohio State, one of them most likely on the outside, unless unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, I think another team is going to have to get a 1 loss, and then they could justify putting that team above one of the undefeated teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we got college basketball coming up next month. Definitely looking forward to that. For PGA, we got the Zuzu Championship coming up this weekend.
Zozo, yeah.
Zozo, okay.
Yeah, that's out in Japan.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at the. They start in a couple hours here. I haven't looked at I don't even know who's playing. I know Keegan Bradley's playing. He's a defending champ. And it's usually a fun one to watch. The course they play is like ridiculously gorgeous. A couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it like flooded and it was kind of crazy. They had like feet of water like everywhere. It was nuts. But yeah, it's a really cool looking course. It's a little chilly. I think Keegan's probably right up there. I think Ricky's playing. I think they usually get a pretty good crowd for this one, so I'll have to look at it. But yeah, it's always fun at 11 o'clock at night or something. Throw on golf, and it's 10 a.m. or I think they're an hour ahead. So it's like I think right now it's 10 a.m. their time. Which way am I going here? They are they are at 10 a.m. their time. So
yeah, and they show out out there when it comes to sports. So
yeah, they do. They'll have that place jam packed.
It's definitely gonna be an interesting one to watch as well.
Yeah, that's always a fun one to watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so this week we got a chicken caprese sandwich. So I got a loaf of sour bread dough. Cook that up. Just baked it in the oven, got it nice and warm and toasty. While that was going, I cooked up the chicken. So just standard chicken on the stove, salt, pepper, garlic, oregano. Get that in a little bit of olive oil, grill that up. And then while that's cooking, prepping the mozzarella cheese, cutting up some tomato and slicing up some basil. When the chicken's done, basically just, we took out the sourdough, cut it up, cut 2 slices, sliced up the chicken, had a pesto sauce on the bread on both sides, put the chicken down, threw the mozzarella on, toasted it for the oven for a couple minutes, just kind of melt the cheese a little bit, and then finished it with some basil and tomato and a balsamic glaze on top.
Oh, that sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say then I took that and we dipped it in some kind of like broth sauce or something. I thought you were about to go crazy with it.
No broth, no broth sauce, but just the balsamic glaze on top. You can put some on the side too if you want to.
Definitely, man. You said you only did mozzarella, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like you would do like a caprese salad, but on top of chicken, and then in between two pieces of bread.
That sounds pretty good, man. And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
All right, so with that, still kind of in Oktoberfest style beer mode right now. So I got a Hofbräu Dunkel. So this is one from the Hofbräu House. One of I think they have like a core 4 beers that they sell there out in Munich. This is their darker one, called the Dunkel Gold, actually, but it's a dark beer, 5.5%. It's kind of like like a classic style. Goes back as way back, thousands and thousands of years. But it's for me, it's more of like a refreshing type of a beer. Sometimes with the German style beers, they have a little like tang to them with the yeast that they use. This one doesn't really have that. It's more of just like not like a full Oktoberfest, so it doesn't have that deep body, but it's pretty close, but still kind of crisp and refreshing at the same time. Style I really enjoy, and it's usually only served around the Oktoberfest time in the fall. It's kind of a fall-ish, early winter-ish beer, but the Hofbräu, I haven't had it in a while. It was nice to have again. I'd probably give this one a 7.7.
Oh man, that's pretty close, man.
Yeah, it's
almost
a classic.
Native,
it's classic beer, classic time of year for it. It's fantastic.
Almost made the all-star list, man.
Getting there.
And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, we had Love Is Blind. They wrapped up with their last few episodes in the reunion. Did you get a chance to see that?
No, I haven't gotten back to it, and I saw your post on Instagram, your Instagram reel there with the this could have been an email.
Yeah, it could have been an email form, man. Yeah, I mean they only had you only had 2 couples that got to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Not to spoil it, but it just wasn't hitting, man.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't show all the couples that actually like get engaged and get to the altar. So I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're saving that for.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about that too. I felt like season 1 they showed like everybody all the time, and then season 2 they started like almost like after the first episode you start to see people like get cut out, and then it's certain they focus on like certain people. So
yeah, I feel like
it's probably strategic to just we're going to go after the more entertaining couples, and if everything's going well and whatever, it's low key, it's kind of boring for them. But so I think that's probably what they're holding out for.
Yeah, I mean if what they showed is the spicy stuff, I mean that's pretty bad, man, because it wasn't really that spicy, man.
I know, and I think that's why people are kind of poo-pooing this season.
Yeah, I feel like they need to run it back, man. They got to give us a quick season or push up one of the other reality TV shows. And then outside of that, I mean, we had I checked out I saw 10. Can't believe they're on 10. It wasn't that bad, man. It was kind of gory as far as how the Saws are. Decent little storyline. He kind of was trying to get the cancer, removed from his body, but he went to some people that were supposed to remove it. They didn't remove it, and he went to got his revenge on him. So it's a quick little watch. Wasn't that bad, man.
Yeah.
Of the Saws, I'll probably say in the middle of the packs compared to nothing beats the first one, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he got above the floor, he was like, "What?" Did not see that coming, man. But it didn't have that special surprising factor like the first one did. So
I don't think I watched anything after the first one. I think that was the only one I watched.
Oh, that's all right. You probably didn't miss too much.
Yeah, I sometimes if I don't like love the first one, I'm just like I'm not putting myself. I saw one was good, but I was like, what else can you do in this in this type of movie? It was almost I watched all the Screams and I watched all the I Know You Did Last Summers, but even then it's like at a certain point it just gets like ridiculous.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because for the Saws, it's not really like a storyline as far as like
Right.
the those other movies. It's kind of like, all right, there was a
Yeah.
killer, and then somebody
Yeah.
survived, or the killer didn't die, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I feel the same way about Friday the 13th. I mean, there's probably what, like 25 versions of that and like 25 Halloweens. It's like at some point, like I can only watch the same thing so many times. I'm like, I know it's gonna happen. You know, Jason's gonna come back. You know, he's gonna get latched on to this certain person and spend
Hmm.
an hour and a half trying to kill him, and then what's her face? I forget who it is in that movie. Or Michael Myers, like Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna come out and like whatever, save the day. It's like, okay, I've seen this 15 times.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. The last Michael Myers one wasn't bad, man. But they getting a reboot though. They getting a reboot. So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I don't understand how you can really do it different.
I was gonna say it's the same movie. It's just different actors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless you do a different spin on it where maybe it's the girl now instead of the boy, or I don't know. But like I said, the last one wasn't bad, but I'll probably check it out,
Yeah.
just to see
Yeah.
how it is. But other than that, there's not too much else out there, man. Checked out Hypnotic. It's with your boy Ben Affleck. You can skip this, man. It's like he was like he had like powers, like telepathic powers.
hmm
Yeah, you can skip this, man.
Done.
Outside of that, what happened?
I said done. Skipped.
Yeah, there's the Netflix put out the fall of the House of Usher.
Oh yeah.
Ran through that. It's really good, man.
Yeah. I just
From the
finished
same
the.
guys that did the Midnight Mass.
Mhm.
Based on the Edgar Allan Poe stuff. Wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It was.
I finished the Rue
What
Morgue
was your
last night.
what was your take on it?
So far so good. Yeah. I just watched. Did you watch all of them already?
Yeah, I finished them.
I watched the last one was the one where Camille got killed by the monkey.
Oh yeah,
And
she got
murder in
finished,
the Rue
man.
Morgue. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was a little confused to start, like what they were doing, but now I'm on board and kind of see where they're going.
Yeah, that first episode is it was like a little slow, kind of.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was just kind of like trying to figure out what's going on here, but now they're going through the deaths of all his children, and they're all little kind of short stories on Edgar Allan Poe short stories. You had the obviously this past one, the murder in the Rue Morgue. So. But yeah, obviously, the acid one was weird, gross at the same time.
That one was funny because I
But
thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be like blood, like in Blade. And then
yeah. It was acid rain. I just didn't understand why the woman. I'm guessing it's the woman is what, the spirit of his mom or something. Whoever
nah.
this woman is. No,
Well, yeah,
it's all right. You don't have to say anything yet.
yeah.
But
You just gotta
how
watch it. You
she
gotta watch it.
yeah, how she only like in that one, how she only told like a handful of people to get out, like the wait staff, and then obviously the guy's wife, but she didn't listen. Frederick's wife. So yeah, I think there's some weird things. I just gotta finish the show, but yeah, overall so far I like it. And obviously the dad is the president from National Treasure 2. So big fan of his.
Yeah, that's it. They got some good actors in there. Good story. I mean, it's a good little show, man.
Yeah.
And then still watching Gen V. That's a spinoff from The Boys. Good show. Especially if you like The Boys. So kind of like modern day Young Justice or Young Avengers. You mentioned a live action. It's not really corny or anything like that. More of, I want to say like an adult teenager side type of audience where you're not getting a bunch of kiddie stuff. But overall, it's good, man.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
I just finished one you might like. It's called Stay Close. It's on Netflix. Interesting kind of like murder mystery show. It's a quick
Okay.
watch, like 8 episodes. One of those British crime shows, but it's pretty good. It's about a girl who disappeared, kind of changed her whole life, changed her name, all that, and then her past is coming back to her, and they're having had like 17 murders all kind of during the same one a year, same time of year, and they're trying to figure it out. But it's pretty good. I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't. Is that the one where like the person she's in like the grocery store in the beginning in the first episode, and the
No,
grocery store is being robbed?
no, that's
Oh,
it's like, who is Aaron Brown or something like that.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
This
think I
is
started watching that
no.
one. So
Yeah, I did the
okay,
same. I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, I don't like this.
yeah. I'll definitely check that out.
No, this one's better. This is more of like less focused on her, changing her identity and more focused on the murder mystery side of it.
Okay. And then check out Goosebumps. I'm liking it, man. So far they
Yeah.
got like five. I think they got 5 episodes out. They kind of each episode they kind of giving you one of the books, so to say, but everything's still connected. They did Say Cheese and Die. They did Go Eat Worms. What else? There was a TikTok, the Cuckoo Clock or something like that. I forget that book. And then there was another one. So ultimately they're gearing up for all the other stuff for like Slappy, that Night of the Living Dummy, and I'm looking forward to seeing when they do some of the other ones. But overall, it's a good show, man. I kind of like it. Definitely check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, I think we may have to watch Suits at some point to appease Tom.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe watch it and I'll tell him we're watching it, and then just talk about it. And then so he goes crazy.
Yeah, I like that plan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.